We're first going to generate an image of what our website will look like using Midjourney. The prompt is going to look something like a portfolio website, cool grid, etc. I'm not going to go too deep into this because there are a lot of resources available for Midjourney. The whole process is only 3 steps, where we generate images to brainstorm, use V0 to generate website and code in real time, then use Claude AI to deploy and bug fix.
Now we're using V0 to drag the image that we generated from Midjourney and asking it to generate a UI for a portfolio website exactly like that. I'm adding some more prompts to it. And what this is going to do is generate the whole code as well as an in-tool visualization of what the whole thing will look like. As you can see, it's now generating in real time a website that is similar to the image we used from Midjourney. The website could use some improvements, and we're going to tell that to V0 by dragging the image that we got from the journey and asking it to iterate over it to make it look more like this image. After some iterations with V0, we're going to tell it exactly how we want things to change and what it's getting wrong. This kind of conversation can make V0 generate code and layout that's more to your liking. As you can see, now it started generating a more similar layout for the website to what we originally designed in Midjourney. What's pretty cool is that it also generated a fictional character, which can be a little different than just the placeholder text we usually get. Now, if we want to look at its code, you can actually do that by pressing code on the top right corner and see how it works. Next, we're going to copy the code and use it on Claude AI to help us generate a Next.js app so that we can create a project in our local machine and start deploying. As you can see, Claude gives us a step-by-step on how to start a project and what to change. All we need to do is follow the steps, and we should be good to go. Now we're going to follow the steps using Terminal, and I'm just going to skip over the step because it can take a few minutes. Once you do that, open up your project in VS Code or whatever IDE you choose. Once you do that, you can interact with Claude and just provide screenshots of your project, copy-paste any code or errors that you get, and you should be able to figure it out with the help of Claude. Right now, I'm iterating over a bug where there's no source folder in my app. And it's generally because it's using what's called the app router in Next.js. And Claude gave us the code for a previous version, which uses the source folder. Once I mentioned this, Claude was able to pick up the error pretty quickly and suggest me the next few steps to do. After iterating over the bugs, we can now see that we have a live website running in our local machine after running npm run dev, which is also included in the Claude step-by-step instructions. We're now going to take a screenshot and ask ChatGPT to generate images for us to fill in to some of the placeholder images that we have in the website. If you want, you can use your own images or generate them using Midjourney as well. While ChatGPT generates the image for us, we're going to check the responsiveness of the website, which is not bad. ChatGPT is going to make some mistakes, but you can keep iterating over just like the other softwares to get something you desire. We're going to go to GitHub to create a new repository so that we can do version control in our code base and deploy it in Vercel. We're now going to do a very simple Git initialization and add our code base to the Git repository. The process is very simple. You can ask ChatGPT or Claude for some instructions. And when we push our code and refresh the GitHub repository, you can see that all the code is now there. We can now use this to publish to Vercel. Vercel is a very powerful tool that lets you deploy your Next.js code directly from your source control like GitHub. You just connect your GitHub, import the repository, and deploy it. In the meantime, we're going to check up on ChatGPT, and I'm going to speed this process up where I generate images for the website using ChatGPT and download it and replace it within our code base. Back to Vercel, we can see that our website was successfully deployed. And when we visit it using a shareable link, we see the website just like we created with V0 and Claude. Now I'm taking a screenshot of my code base, sharing the code with ChatGPT, and asking it to replace the code for the images. I'm also converting the images into the proper format, updating the code, and just renaming it. And there you go. We have a full website created from Midjourney to V0 to Claude and deployed. And we can see how well it's done as a proof of concept. Now we just add it to Git and push it, and the changes will be reflected on our GitHub repository. And this change will also be picked up by Vercel, and it's going to deploy a build with the latest code changes since it was done using version control. All you do is wait for the build to complete, and once you do that, you can go to the website and see the reflected changes and have your complete website filled with image and good placeholder text created using AI and a little bit of code. The possibilities are endless, and you can use this workflow to do a lot of greater things. This is just a demo.